And welcome to Master Talker online class. In today's video we'll be talking about solving equation using matrix. Okay, solving simultaneous equation using matrix. Okay, so in solving simultaneous equation using matrix, we'll be considering four main different methods of solving equation using matrix. Okay, and the four major ways we are going to look at is: number one is the Gauss-Jordan method. The Gauss-Jordan method. The Gauss-Jordan method, also known as the backward substitution method. The second one we'll look at is a special type of Gauss-Jordan, which is the canonical method. The canonical method. Okay, the third one we'll look at is the inverse method. Number three we'll look at is the inverse method. Then the fourth and the favorite one I love so much is the Cramer's rule. The Cramer's rule. Okay, so that is that. So we'll be looking at these four major methods of solving simultaneous equation using matrix. So let's look at the first one. The first one said the Gauss-Jordan method. Okay, now the Gauss-Jordan method is also known as the backward substitution method, but the method we use before we talk about the backward substitution is called the row reduction. So don't forget what I taught you about row reduction. If you have not watched our video on row reduction, please make sure you do that. Okay, and also subscribe if today is your first day. Okay, now let's solve an equation. The first one we want to solve said 4x minus y is equal to 7, and x plus 4y is equal to 23. Okay, so we're asked to solve this. Now to solve this, the method we use is that a solution we say that a capital letter X is equal to b. Okay, now look at the way you are going to find your a. Your a is the matrix of the coefficient of those variables, which is what? 4 minus 1, 1 and 4. Okay, 4 minus 1, 1 and 4. Then the x is now the variable itself, and the variable I'm having here is x and y. These are the variable I'm having here. Then finally my b is now the solution side, which is 7 and 23, the equality sign, which is 7 and 23. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is let us bring these two together. So we're going to have that, then reduce it. Then we're going to have that we're going to have this. Let us have this 4 minus 1 dot 7 1 4 dot 23. Okay, now don't forget, in echelon reduction, in row reduction or row reducted echelon, what do? We made the leading entry to be 1 and every other thing will now be 0. So the first thing to do is to reduce this 1 to 1. How do you reduce it to 1? By multiplying the row by the inverse, and inverse of 4 is 1 over 4. We say row 1 multiplied by 1 over 4. Okay, that is what will make it 1. So let me write it here. So the answer will now be 1 over 4 times this, you have what? 1. 1 over 4 times this, you have what? Minus 1 over 4. 1 over 4 times this, you have what? 7 over 4. Don't forget dot. Okay, then write the rest the way it is. 1 4 dot 23. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is that, remember, if here is 1, everything under it will be 0. So we need to make here 0, and the only thing that will make us make here 0 is by multiplying row 1 by minus 1 and adding it to row 2. So we say that row 1 we are adding to row 2, but we are multiplying by minus 1. Okay, so let's do that now. Row 1 remain how it is, 1 minus 1 over 4 dot 7 over 4, and then let us multiply. Minus 1 times this, minus 1 plus this, 0. Minus 1 times this is 1 over 4. 1 over 4 plus 4. 1 over 4 plus 4 over 1. The LCM is 4. I'm having 1 plus 16, which will give you what? 17 over 4. So I'm having here as 17 over 4. Okay, dot dot dot, the same thing here. Minus 1 times this will give you minus 7 over 4, then plus the 23 over 1. The LCM is still 4. This into this one, 1 times this minus 7 plus 23 times 4. 23 times 4, 23 times 4, I'm having 92. Okay, 92. So if you do that, you're having 92 minus 7, I'm having 85. So this is 85 over 4. Okay, so the next thing to do is what? To make this 1 1, to make it 1, because that is the method. The leading entries must be 1. And how do we make this 1? We can make this 1 by saying multiplying that row by the inverse. Anytime you want to make anything 1 is to multiply that row by the inverse. So we say row 2 multiply by the inverse. Inverse of this means they will turn around. That is 4 over 17. So that is that. So and the answer it will give us is now row 1 remain the way it is, minus 1 over 4 dot 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 7 over 4. Then we are now having 0. Then this times 0 is 0. This times this is 1 dot dot dot. This times this 85 over 4 times 4 over 17. 4 take care of 4. 17 into this I think is 5. So I'm having 5 here. Okay. So once you have reduced it to echelon, once it is reduced to echelon, the next thing you do, we start from backward. The first equation here is what? This is x. In fact, let us write the equation. The equation from backward is what? 0y. Okay. 0x. 0x, because this is x and y. 0x from the denominator. 0x plus what? 1y is equal to what? 5, which automatically shows that what? Y is 5. That's the first equation. The second equation is what? 1x plus minus 1 over 4y is equal to what? 7 over 4. Okay, so we have gotten our y. So we have the what? X plus minus 1 over 4 times 5, okay, is equal to what? 7 over 4. So what do we have now? Minus is here. Minus plus is minus. So minus 5 over 4 is equal to 7 over 4. So therefore, to get our x, permit me to solve it here. To get our x, we will now say, let me solve it here, that x should now be equal to what? 7 over 4 plus 5 over 4. LCM is 4. I'm having 7 plus 5, which is what? 12 over 4, which is what? 3. So therefore, our x is 3 and our y is 5. You see, as simple as that. Very, very simple. This is called the what? The Gauss-Jordan method. The Gauss-Jordan method. Okay, now let us solve 3 by 3 matrix using the same Gauss-Jordan method. 3 by 3 matrix using the same Gauss-Jordan method. 3 by 3 simultaneous equation using Gauss-Jordan method. Okay, so let's look for 3 by 3. Let me look for 3 by 3 here. Okay, so we have, they say solve 3x plus 6y plus 4z is equal to 1, and 2x minus 3y minus z is equal to 4, and then x plus 4y minus 5z is equal to minus 8. Okay, so let's use the same thing. Solution, it does not change. Solution using Gauss-Jordan, we know that the equation is normally ax is equal to b. Okay, so what is our a? Our a is the coefficient of all these things, which is what? 3, 6, 4, 2 minus 3 minus 1, then 1, 4 minus 5. Okay, then our x is now the variable itself, which is x, y, and z. Okay, then is equal to, our b is now the solution side. which is what? Our B is what? 1, 4, and minus 8. Okay, so let us now continue. So bring this one together to this. So I'm going to have, if I bring it together, I'm going to have 3, 2, 1, 6, minus 3, 4, 4, minus 1, minus 5, dot, 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 1, dot, 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 4, dot, 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 minus 8. So let us start our echelon reduction. The first thing to do in echelon is that we need to make the first entry here to be 1. And how do you make anything 1? By multiplying it by the inverse. So I'll say row 1 multiplied by inverse of 3 is 1 over 3. Multiplied by 1 over 3. So the answer there should be 1 over 3 times this is 1. 1 over 3 times this is 2. 1 over 3 times this is 4 over 3. Dot, dot, dot. 1 over 3 times this is 1 over 3. Okay? Then leave the rest the way it is. 2 minus 3 minus 1. Dot, 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 4. 1, 4 minus 5. Dot, 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 minus 8. Okay? Now the next thing to do, once you have made it 1, everything under it will be 0. So how do you make this person 0? You make it 0 by saying multiplying this one by minus 2. Okay? And then add it to this place. Then multiply this one by minus 1. Add it to this place. Then everything here will be 0. So we are going to say that what? In the row 1, we are adding it to row 2. But before then, we multiply it by minus 2. But in the row 1, we are adding it to row 3. But before then, we will multiply it by minus 1. So the answer we are going to get is now, the answer we are going to get is row 1 remain the same. 1, 2, 4 over 3, dot, 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 1 over 3. Okay, now let's multiply now. Minus 2 times 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 plus 2 is 0. Minus 2 times 2 is minus 4. Minus 4 minus 3 is minus 7. Minus 2 times this is minus 8 over 3. Minus 8 over 3 minus 1 over 1, which will give you LCM is 3, minus 8 minus 1, which will give you minus 9 over 3. And minus 9 over 3 is minus 3. So we got here to be minus 3. Okay, so the next one is minus 2 times this will give you minus 2 over 3. Then you add it to 4 plus 4 over 1. The LCM is 3. I'm having minus 2 plus 3 times 4 is 12, which will give you just 10 over 3. Okay, I'm having that dot, dot, dot. This is 10 over 3. Okay, so the same thing here. I multiply row 1 by minus 3. Multiply row 1 by minus 3. Add it to row 3. So minus 1 times this is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 1, 0. Minus 1 times this is minus 2. Minus 2 plus 4 is 2. Minus 1 times this is minus 3 over minus 4 over 3. Minus 4 over 3. If then minus 5 over 1. So the LCM there is 3. So I'm having minus 4 minus 15, which is minus 19 over 3. Okay? 3 times 5, 15. So which is what? Minus 19 over 3. Okay? Then dot, dot, dot. Minus 1 times this will give you minus 1 over 3. Then minus 8. Minus 1 over 3 minus 8 over 1. So I'm having that LCM is there is another one I need to look at, but let me do this one first. LCM is 3. So I'm having that minus 3 minus 24, right? 3 times 7, 21, 24, which is what? Minus 27 over 3. Okay, and minus 27 over 3 will give you minus 9. So here is minus 9. So let me check these 3 again. That is minus 2 times this, which is, I want to check these 3 again. Minus 2 times this will give you minus 8 over 3. Then minus 1 over 3, which is minus 1 over 1. So the LCM is 3. 3 divided by 3, 1. 1 times this minus 8 minus 3, which will give you minus 11 over 3. Is it minus 11 or minus 12? Minus 11 over 3. So here is not minus 3 but minus 11 over 3. Okay. So since we have this, so the next thing to do is to make this place 1 again. you know, if here you make here 1, here will not be 0. Finally you make here 1, you are done. So let us make here 1. How do you make here 1? By multiplying by the inverse. Inverse of minus 7 is minus 1 over 7. So what we are doing next is what? Multiplying row 2 by minus 1 over 7. Okay, so we have that what? Leave row 1 the way it is, 2, 4 over 3, 1 over 3. Okay, then we're having 0 here. Now this time this is just 1. This time this will give you 11 over 21, because 1 times 11 is 11, 7 times 3 21. This time this will give you minus 10 over 21, minus 10 over 21. So leave the other one the way it is, 0, 2 minus what? 19 over 3 dot 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 minus 9. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to make here 0. And how do you make here 0? Multiply row 2 by minus 2 and add it to row 3. So that is that. Multiply row 2 and add to row 3 by minus 2. Okay, so what do we do now? We are going to get, you have to be very careful in this thing, if not you will make mistake, and if you make mistake, otilo, it don't go. So what do we do now? Leave 1 the way it is, 1, 2, 4 over 3 dot 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 1 over 3. Okay, then 2, leave 2 the way it is, 0, 1, 11 over 21 dot 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 minus 10 over 21. So the next one now is multiplying this. 2 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 2 times 1 is minus 2, minus 2 plus this is 0. Minus 2 times this will give you minus 22 over 21. If you add it to this place, you have minus 19 over 3. So, and the LCM there is 21. 21, I have minus 22 minus 21 divided by this is 7. 7 times 19. My mind is telling me that I've made mistakes somewhere. So I'm having minus 21 divided by 3. That is 7. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 7 times 19. I'm having 133. 133. So 133 plus 22. So I'm having 155. 155 over 21 divided by 21. So it doesn't go. So I'm having 155 over 21. So I'm having here 155 over 21 dot dot dot. So minus 2 times this will give you minus 20. So minus 2 times this will give you 20 over 21 plus, sorry, minus 9. Minus 9 over 1, which will give you the same is 21. So 20 minus 21 times 9 will give you 189. So if you subtract it from 20, you're having 169 over 21. You divide it by 21, okay, it's not going. So that is 169 over 21. Okay, so the last thing you are going to do, the last but not the least, is now to reduce this one to 1. And reducing this one to 1 is now, my mind is telling me I have made mistake. But let's see. Um, 169 divided by 55. 169. Okay, I think I have made mistakes somewhere. Okay, with Jordan method. Let me check where the mistake is coming from. Minus 3, minus 1. Okay, so the first one we got 1, 2, 3. How did you get 3 here? Okay. Okay, I think there is a mistake somewhere, but this is the method. But look at what they did anyways. Look at what they did. Okay, look at what they did. Solution. The first thing, let me go straight by bringing the entries, which is what? 3, 6, 4, dot, 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 1. Then 2 minus 3 minus 1, dot, 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 4. 1, 4 minus 5, dot, 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 8 minus 8. Okay, now the first thing they did, since I'm having 1 here, okay, they swapped. Yes, that's the first thing I'm supposed to do, but that does not mean that the other one I did is not correct too. It's correct, but I made mistake somewhere. So let me swap. If I swap them, I'm going to have swap 1 and 3. If you swap 1 and 3, since I need 1 here, okay, I can swap 1 and 3. If I swap 1 and 3, I'm having 1, 4 minus 5, dot, 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 minus 8. Okay, then I'm having 3 to be 2 remain the way it is. 2 minus 3 minus 1, dot, 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 4. Then I'm having then 3, 6, 4, dot, 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 1. Okay, so that is that. So the next thing I need to do is I want here to be 0. In fact, I want everything under this one to be 0. So what do you do to make it 0? What do you do to make it 0? I'll make it 0 by saying multiply row 1 and add to row 2 by minus 2, and then multiply row 1 and add to row 3 by minus 3. That is what will give me 0 there. So the answer I'm going to get is 1, 4 minus 5, dot, 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 minus 8 remain the way it is. Then here will now be 0, because minus 2 times 1 minus 2 plus 2 is 0. Okay, minus 2 times 4 is minus 8. So minus 8 minus 3 will give you minus 11. So here is minus 11. Okay, minus 2 times this is 10. 10 minus this will give you 9. So here is simply 9. Okay, so dot, 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 minus 2 times this will give you 16. 16 plus this is 20. So here is 20. Do the same thing here. Minus 3 times 1 is minus 3. Minus 3 plus 3 is 0. Minus 3 times 4 is minus 12. Minus 12 plus 6 will give you minus 6. Okay, minus 3 times this is minus 15. Minus 15 plus 4 is 19. Dot, dot, dot. Okay, dot, dot, dot. Finally, minus 3 times minus 8 is 24. 24 plus 1 will give you 25. Okay, so that is that. So the next thing we will look at is making here to be 1. If you want to make here to be 1, who will tell me what I will do? Okay, making here to be 1 means divide by the inverse, multiply by the inverse, sorry, that is row 2 multiplied by minus 1 over 11. So row 1 remain the way it is. 1, 4 minus 5, dot, 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 minus 8. Okay, then this time anything times 0 is 0. This time this is 1. This times this is minus 9 over 11. Minus 9 over 11, dot, dot, dot. This time this will give you minus 20 over 11. Okay, minus 20 over 11. So leave the other one the way it is. 0 minus 6, 19, dot, 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 25. Okay, so I've gotten 1 there. The next thing I need to do is to get 0 here. So how do you get 0 here? Multiply this row 2 by 6 and add it to row 3. That is how to get 0 there. So multiply row 2 and add to row 3 by 6. Okay, so what do you have now? Leave row 1 the way it is. 1, 4 minus 5, dot, 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 minus 8. Then 0, 1 minus 9 over 11, dot, 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 minus 20 over 11. Then finally 6 times 0, 0, 0 plus 0, 0. 6 times 1, 6, 6 minus 6, 0. 6 times minus 19 over 11 will give you minus 9 over 11 times 6 over 1, which is give you 6 times 9 times 6. Okay, that thing is still 9. Okay, 9 times 6. That is 9. We are multiplying. What am I saying? We are multiplying. Okay, 9 times 6. 9 times 6. 54. So I'm having minus 54 over 11. That is by saying 9 times 6. Then we are adding it to 19. So minus 54 over 11 plus what? 19 over 1. Which will give you minus 54 plus 11 times 19. 11 times 19. So having 209 all over 11. So if you now minus that 54, you're having 155. 155 over 11. So here is 155 over 11. So the same thing here again. 6 times this plus this. So if you do it, you're going to get the same 155 over 11. 155 over 11. So the next and the last thing we're going to do is to make this place 1. And how do you make it 1? You make it 1 by multiplying that row by the inverse. Multiplying that row by the inverse. So we say that what? We will say that row 3 will be multiplied by the inverse. Inverse of 1 over 55 is over 11 is what? 11 over 155. That's the inverse. So what do we do now? The answer now becomes leave 1 and 2 the way it is. 1 4 minus 5 dot 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 minus 8 0 1 minus 9 over 11 dot 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 minus 20 over 11. Okay, then finally anything times 0 0, anything times 0 0, anything times its inverse is 1 dot dot dot, anything times its inverse again is 1. So automatically it shows that we are done, because 1 here, 0 here, 1 here, 0 here, and 1. So we are done now. We are starting from the denominator. So this is x, y, z. So 0 0 0, which means that z is equal to 1. Z is equal to 1. Then from the second line is what? Y minus 9 over 11 z is equal to minus 20 over 11. So but I've gotten my z. I have gotten my z. So my z is 1. So since it's 1, it's going to be y minus 9 over 11. Anything times 1 is same thing, is equal to what? Minus 20 over 11. So this one can move here. So y will now be what? Minus 20 over 11 plus 9 over 11. So what do you have? Y is equal to 11 minus 20 plus 9, which is what? Minus 11 over 11, which is what? Minus 1. So I have gotten my x to be minus 1 and my z to be 1 and my y to be minus 1. So to get my x now, my x said 1x, that is x plus 4y minus 5z is equal to minus 8. So let us put everybody. X plus 4 bracket minus 1 minus 5 bracket 1 is equal to 8. So what do we have now? This marker is really disturbing me after refilling it. This is x minus 4 minus 5 is equal to 8. That is x minus 9 is equal to 8. So therefore x is equal to what? 8 plus 9. And 8 plus 9 is what? How did I get plus there? My y is minus 1. So which is 17. So that is that. I hope I did not make mistake anyway. This is x 4y and minus 5z is equal to minus 8. So I'm having that okay, sorry, this is minus 8 minus 8 minus 8. So minus 8 plus this is 1. Okay, so therefore x is 1, y is minus 1, and z is 1. So that is that for Gauss-Jordan. I hope you understood it. So let's move to canonical method. That is, I told you, it's a special type of Gauss-Jordan. Canonical method is a special type of Gauss-Jordan. So let us solve that initial question again using this method. Okay. So we are going to have, they said, the method number 2. The method we are using now is what? Canonical method. Now, canonical method is a special type of Gauss-Jordan. So the question said solve. Where is that question I just solved now? Okay, the question said 4x minus y is equal to 7 and x plus 4y is equal to 23. Okay, now it's the same method. Okay, let us bring our, I'm having 4 minus 1 dot 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 7. Don't forget 1, the coefficient here is 4 dot 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 23. Okay, but in this one now, you are getting a this thing, what is it called? You are getting a, how do I call it? You are getting an identity matrix. An identity matrix in which that here will be 1, here will be 1. Every other place will be 0. So that is what we need. Okay? That is for canonical method. Okay, so let us try that for canonical method. Where is that canonical method? So, but we are not interested in this part, only this part. So the first thing we need to do is let us make it 1. Let us make here 1. And the only thing that can make here 1 is by multiplying by the inverse. So say that r row 1 will be multiplied by 1 over 4. So what do we have? We are now having that it is what? 4 times this to get, you will get what? 1. 4 times this to get minus 1 over 4. 4 times this will give you 7 over 4. This one remains the way they are. 1, 4, dot, 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 23. Okay. Now, since I've gotten that here is 1, so the next thing I need to do is, I need here to be 1, to be 0. And I only need here to be 0. So what do I do to get here to be 0? First of all, let me get here to be 0. If I get here to be 0, watch me now. If I get here to be 0, what do I do to get here to be 0? Multiply this side by minus 1 and add it here. So what I will do is what? Multiply row 1 by minus 1 and add to row 2. Okay? So which is minus 1 times this is minus 1. Minus 1 plus this is what? 0. So leave this one the way they are. Minus 1 over 4 dot 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 7 over 4. Okay? So minus 1 times, so here is 0. Now minus 1 times this will give you 1 over 4. Add it to 4 over 1. So what do you have? LCM is 4. I'm having 1 plus 16, which is what? 17 over 4. So here is 17 over 4. Dot dot dot. So let's do the same thing again. Minus 1 times this will give you minus 7 over 4 plus 23 over 1, which will give you LCM is 4 minus 7 plus 23 times 4. 23 times 4, I'm having 92. So 92, which will give you then minus 7. So 85 over 4. So here I got 85 over 4. So the next thing is that I want to make here to be 1. I want to make this one to be 1. Then later I'll make this one to be 0. Let me make here to be 1. And how do you make that to be 1? You make it to be 1 by multiplying it by the inverse. And inverse of 17 over 4 is 4 over 17. So I will say multiply row 2 by what? 4 over 17. So I'm having that row 1 remain the way they are. 1 minus 1 over 4 dot 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 7 over 4. Okay? Then here remains 0. This time anything times 0 0. Anything times this. Anything times its inverse is 1. Okay? This time this will give you 5. Look at what I did. 4 over 17 times 85 over 4. 4 cancel 4. 17 into this is 5. So I'm having 5 here. Okay? I am not stopping here until I get 0 here. So that everything in this line will be what? Will be 1. So how do you get 0 here? Multiply this side by 1 over 4 and add it to this side. Okay? So that is what will give you 0. So multiply row 2 and add it to row 1 of 1 over 4. So let's do that. Now, we are adding to row 1, so row 2 remain the way they are, 0 1 dot 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 5. Okay, then but for row 1 is what? Minus 4 times 0 is 0, 0 times 1 is 0 plus 1 is 1, minus 4 times this is minus 1 over 4 times this is minus 1 over 4, 1 over 4 times 1 is 1 over 4, minus 1 over 4 is 0. Now 1 over 4 times 5 will give you 5 over 4, then plus what? 7 over 4. So what do you have? LCM is 4. This and this will give you 5 plus 7, which will give you 5 6 7 8 9 10 7 8 9 10 11 12, don't mind me, 12 over 4, which will give you what? 3. So I'm having that dot 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 3. You see, you are done. Once you are done, you have gotten that automatically. You are seeing that this is 0, x and y. Automatically you are getting that what? Y is what? 5. This is x and y. You are getting that what? X is what? 3. So x is 3 and y is 5. As simple as that. So let us solve the other equation again using the same method, so that it will make more sense. Okay, so we have gotten this one now. So let us solve the other one again. Where is that question again? So let us solve the other one. We got the same answer. So you see that canonical method is a special type of Gauss-Jordan method. It's a special type of Gauss-Jordan method. So let us solve an equation, 3 by 3, 3 equation, 3 unknown, using this canonical method. So I'm having that what? 3x plus 6y, okay, plus 4z is equal to 1, and 2x minus 3y minus z is equal to 4, and x plus 4y minus 5z is equal to what? Minus 8. So let us do that. So the first thing you do is bring out them the way we normally bring it out. That is 3 6 4 dot 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 1, 2 minus 3 minus 1 dot 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 4, 1 4 minus 5 dot 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 minus 8. Okay, so the normal thing we need to do is let the leading entry be 1. So first thing, let us swap this, because the leading entry here is 1. So let us swap it. So we are swapping row 1 and 3. So let us swap it. If you swap it, I'm having 1 4 minus 5 dot 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 minus 8. So I'm having here to be 3 6 4 dot 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 1. So the center remains the same, 2 minus 3 minus 1 dot 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 4. Okay, now I'm interested in getting all the one in the denominator now to be 0. So let's get everything here to be 0. If we get everything here to be 0, how do we do that? For this one to be 0, multiply this by minus 1 and add it here. So we'll say that row 1, we are adding it to row 2, but first of all, we'll multiply it by minus 1. Minus 2, sorry. The same thing here. Row 1 will add to row 3, but we'll multiply by minus 3. Okay, so let us get that. Row 1 remain the same the way they are. 1 4 minus 5 dot 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 minus 8. Okay, now but for row 2, minus 2 times 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 plus 2 is 0. Minus 2 times 4 is minus 8. Minus 8 minus 3 will give you minus 11. Minus 2 times this is 10. 10 minus 1 will give you 9. Okay, minus 2 times this is 16. 16 plus this will give you 20. So I'm having here to be 20. Okay, so then the same thing, minus 3 times this is minus 3. Minus 3 plus this is what? 0. Okay, minus 3 times this is minus 12. Minus 12 plus this will give you minus 6. Okay, do the same thing. Minus 3 times this and this will give you 19, and then dot 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 25. Okay, do the same thing. Minus 3 times this is minus 24. Minus 24 plus 1 is 23. How do I get 25? Sorry, 24. This and this is 24 plus 1, 25. Okay, so we have gotten 0 here. The next thing we need to get is to get the leading entry in the second row to be 1. The leading entry in the second row to be 1. So how do we make it 1 now? We make it 1 by dividing by multiplying by its inverse. So we say the row 2, we are multiplying it by minus 1 over 11. That is what will make it 1. So let us go. Row 1 remain the way they are. 1, 4, minus 5, dot, 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 minus 8. Okay? So we now have this time this is 0. This time this is 1. This time this is minus 9 over 11, dot, dot, dot. This time this will give you minus 20 over 11. Okay, so this one remain the way they are. 0, minus 6, 19, dot, 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 25. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to make, since it's now 1, to make this one 0. So what will make it 0 is by multiplying here by 6 and adding it to this one. So we say that row 2 will add to row 3, but we'll multiply it by 6. Okay, so permit me to continue writing here. So we are going to have 1, 4, minus 5, dot, 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 minus 8. Okay, then we are multiplying row 2 and adding to row 3. So row 2 remain the way they are. 2, 1, minus 9 over 11, dot, 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 minus 20 over 11. So in row 2 we now say we are multiplying by 6. So 6 times 0, 0, 0 times 0 is 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 times this is 6, 6 minus 6 is 0. Now 6 times this plus this. Now watch it to minus 9 over 11 times 6, which will give you 54. That is minus 54 over 11. And we are adding it to 19. We are adding it to 19 over 1. So the LCM is what? 11. I have minus 54 plus 11 times 19. 11 times 19. So I'm having 209. 209. So if you do the math, you have minus 54. So I'm having 155 over 11. 155 over 11. So here I'm having 155 over 11. Dot, dot, dot. Do the other one. Minus 6. 6 times this plus this is giving me the same. We did it before, so it's giving me the same 155 over 11. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to make here 1. Let us make here 1, and the only thing that will make it 1 is by multiplying that row by its inverse. So we'll say what? We'll say row 3 multiplied by inverse of this is 11 over this, multiplied by 11 over 155. So what do we have? We are having that this is 1, 4, minus 5, dot, 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 minus 8, then 0, 1, minus 9 over 11, dot, 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 minus 20 over 11. So finally we're having 0, 0, 1, dot, 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 1. Now the next thing we need to do is we need here to be 0, here to be 0, here to be 0. So what do we do? That is it. That's a special type. So that 0 will be in the lower diagonal, lower triangular and the upper triangular. We have gotten for the upper triangular. Let us get for the lower triangular. So what do you do to make that place 0 now? So what do you do to make here 0? You multiply this place by what? By minus 4 and add it to this place. So that is what will make it 0. So I'm going to have, permit me to refill. So I'm going to have so how do we make it 0? We make it 0 by saying row 2 will be added to row 1, but first of all we have to multiply it by minus 4. Okay, so we are now having the last answer. Row 2 remain the way they are. 0, 1, minus 9 over 11, dot, 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 minus 20 over 11. This one is 0, 0, 1, dot, 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 1. Okay, then for this one now, I have 1 here. We say we are multiplying by minus 4. Minus 4 times 1 is minus 4. Minus 4 plus 0 is 0. Minus 4 times this will give you minus 9 over 11 times minus 4. Okay, so minus minus is plus. 4 times this is 36 over 11, and we are adding it to 5. So we say minus 5 over 1. So LCM is what? 11. So 36 minus 5 So what do you, sorry, minus 55. So 36 minus 55. 36 minus 55. So I'm having minus 19. So I'm having minus 19 over 11. So here I'm having minus 19 over 11 dot dot dot. So let's do the same thing again. Minus 4 times this, that is minus 20 over 11 times minus 4 over 1, which will give you 20 times 11 is 80. So 80 over 11, and we are adding it to minus 8. Minus 8 over 1. So LCM is 11. 80 minus 88 will give you minus 8 over 11. Okay, here is minus 8 over 11. Okay, so we have gotten here to be 0. So it's remaining to get here to be 0 and here to be 0. So how do we get there to be 0? So in fact, to get there to be 0, we are just doing one single thing. And what do? We are adding, we are multiplying row 3 and adding it to row 2 by 9 over 11. And the same thing again, we are multiplying row 3 and adding it to row 1 by the same 9 over 11. All of them will turn 0. So what am I having now? I'm having 1 0. Here must be 0. Dot dot dot. Let's see what here will give me. Okay, now we are multiplying this thing by 11. So we have minus 20 over 11 times 9 over 11. Then we'll now add it here. Sorry, no. Let me know what I'm doing. Row 3 is what is saved. So 0 0 1 dot 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 1. Okay, we are multiplying row 3. Okay, so 0 times this is 0. 0 plus this is 0. 0 times this is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, 0 times this is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 times this is 0. 0 plus this is 0. Okay, 0 times this times 1 is the same thing. Plus this, I'm having it to be 0. Plus this, I'm having it to be 0, because we are doing this. I want to do it together because it's the same thing. So 9 times this plus this plus this, that's what I'm going to do. So 9 times this is what? 9 over 11. Then plus this will give you minus 20 over 11, which will give you LCM is 11. 11 divided by this is 11. 11 times this will give you 9 minus 20, which will give you minus 11 over 11, which is what? Minus 1. So here gave us minus 1. So let us check for up. Up will give you 9 over 11 minus 8 over 11. So how did we get 8 over 11 minus 8 over 11? Okay, is it minus 8 over 11? So that one is giving me 1 over 11. I think there is a mistake somewhere. Is it 8 or 18? Let me check the last thing we got in the other one. Okay, minus 8, minus 20. Okay, this was the last thing we got. And then we want to make, okay, we want to make it to be 0. And what did we do to this place? There is a mistake in our calculation here. So let me check it now. They say we're multiplying row 2 by 4 and adding it to row 1. Row 2 by 4. 4 times this plus this. That's what we're supposed to do. Let me do it again. That is 4 minus 4 times it. That is minus 20 over 11 times minus 4. Okay, which will give you 80 over 11. 80 over 11. Then we're adding it to this. That is minus 8 over 1. 88 over 1. So minus 8 over 1. Which will give you 80 minus 88 over 11. Which is minus 8 over 11, minus 8 over 11. So why are we not getting that? I think there's an issue somewhere. So let us check where the issue is. Because I'm supposed to get 1 here. So if I multiply this by 9 over 11, uh, 9 over 11. That is 9 over 11 minus 8 over 11, which is giving me 1 over 11. 1 over So how am I not getting 1? I think there is an issue somewhere. Because the only thing that will give me here 0 is by multiplying this thing by 1 and adding it here. So how did I get that? I think 20. Okay. I think there is a mix-up somewhere, but I think it's supposed to give me 1. So please try to find where the mix-up is. So which means if you look at here, you see that this is x, y, z. So z is 1, x, y, z. My y is -1, x, y, z, and my x is still 1. So that is that. So try to find out where the mistake is. So that is that. Because of my time. So we have done the two. Let's do the third one, the inverse. Okay, maybe in our next video we'll now do for inverse method and Cramer's rule. Thank you very much for watching this particular one. Or do we continue? Let's just continue. But the time. Okay. No, let's do it in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.